Momentum Restart podcast. Today I have a really wonderful special guest. Jennifer Sise is joining me today, and you have surely seen that Jennifer and I have partnered up together, and we have had the honor of creating and hosting some amazing in-person retreats and intensives for clients, which we call the Restart Collective. It's where Momentum Restart and the Jennifer Sise Collective have come together to show you the power of getting away to get it done. And it's ultimately where intention and action meet. And we want to help you get away to get it done. So today we're going to talk through all the steps to take to be able to get away to get it done. Thank you for being here, Jennifer. Do you want to share more about you?
Yes, I am so excited to be here. And one of the best things out of 2023 was the Restart Collective coming together, because we have really learned the power of getting away to get it done. And we have also had the honor of doing group retreats and 2-on-1 intensives that have really changed the game for people as they are trying to move forward in their business. And it has been such a blast. I really think that we are so fortunate to get to have so much fun and get to work with women who are just powerhouses in what they do, but who are ready to level up and make big moves and take massive action towards what's really going to move the needle for them. But not only that, but to multiply their impact, because these women are fired up about transforming lives. And it is so much fun to get to do it.
It is. We actually just got off a call with our crew that we're heading to Nashville with in 58 days. We're counting down the days where we get to be with these women and support and guide them and walk through life with them and figure out what their next big step is. And we got off of this Zoom call and we were so fired up. It's such a dream to be able to do this work, to be able to make these amazing connections, work with these amazing women, and also get to see what happens when you are willing to take that next step or put yourself out there and see what's next for you. It's so powerful for us. So we're super excited. And the first step I know is that about getting away to get it done is about eliminating distractions. How do you eliminate distractions when you get away to get it done?
Yeah, I think that eliminating distractions, what we found is taking uninterrupted needle moving action is really what gets you to be able to be in a place where you can move forward. And so you have to kind of turn off your phone. You have to be surrounded by people who are going to pour into what you're doing, pour fuel on the fire of what you're aiming to do. But also you have to get rid of the laundry. You have to move away from needing to get gas in your car or go to the eye doctor appointment or whatever it is. We have such long lists as moms, as women, of things that need to get done. And we totally understand that. We want you to embrace that too. We want you to celebrate the motherhood piece of your life or the working woman piece of your relationships. But we know that when you can put the laundry to the side, you're not looking at it, you don't see it, when you're not looking at the grocery list or all of the things that need to get done. And so what we've found is that you really, when you remove yourself from your day-to-day life, you can move the needle in a more substantial way in a shorter amount of time. And you don't have to do it all the time, but when you can set apart the time, because what we've discovered is you can't make time or find time, you have to set it apart. When you do that in a way that allows you to take action without the interruptions that are really important, those things are valuable. And we aren't saying to stop doing those things. We know when you can take 2 to 3 days to remove yourself and take action in an uninterrupted, undistracted way, you can really gain traction, gain momentum, and really move forward in a way that's so powerful. And I think leaving my house is one of the biggest things.
Yes. And even we hear a lot, I know we've talked about this too, where we even just leaving the house to go to a coffee shop to work for a little bit, or just driving away from our house sometimes, most of the time, lifts off that clutter and lifts off that pressure that we feel, so we can really focus in on what we want to do, and that creativity opens up. And
100%.
last week we were with a client one-on-one for a couple of days. We've worked with her on a retreat, an intensive and a group retreat a couple times. And she has said, we've heard this before, but I remember she said that she didn't realize how much she needed to get away and get it done until she had the chance to get away.
Yep.
Because once she was there, she said, I get home and I mean to do this, just like we all do. We all have things we know we want to do. We mean to do it. We plan to do it even, but life gets in the way. And there's certain things, especially if it's a creative project or it's something that we're kind of scared about or we are unsure. So you need a little extra motivation and push. Just putting that in our calendar at home on the day to day doesn't always happen. So when she eliminated the distraction by coming to our intensive, she was so surprised that she said, I sat on this for a couple months and thought I could get it done, but it wasn't until I got away that I could actually get it done.
Yeah. And she said getting away to get it done was when the magic really happened. And she really felt like she could take a big chunk of what she wanted to do. And she knew what she wanted to do, but she needed the space to be able to kind of get up, have her coffee, have us being there to bounce ideas off of, problem solve with her, and not have to go back to the picking the kid up from football practice or whatever the case is. It's nice to be able to have the starting and ending time of that getting away and being able to kind of dive deeper too into what you're doing and be able to multiply that because you don't have those other things hanging over your head so much.
Yeah, that's so true. And you can do that at home on your own by getting away, by trying to get to a coffee shop or a co-working space, or picking a night to stay at a hotel overnight or something like that. Or like you said, turning off your phone. Right. That can be huge. Just turning off our phone, put it in airplane mode for a good 4 hours and actually have enough time to start something, get into it, and then to keep going. That makes a huge difference. Yeah. And the next step to take after eliminating distractions when you're trying to get away to get it done would be to start with a deep dive. You might show up to this place, whether it's with us one-on-one or you're having some one-on-one time by yourself, and you eliminate the distractions and you think, now what? Now I have all these ideas, all these things I feel like I should do. I remember this feeling of, especially when my boys were younger and I'd have a babysitter for a couple hours, and then I would feel all this pressure of, okay, now I have a babysitter, so I should do these 100 things that'll have been on my list that'll make me better or make our house better or make my business better. And we put too much pressure on that time. And so it really helps. That's one of our favorite exercises to give to our one-on-one clients is they get there and we say, here's your favorite beverage, sit down, relax, and let's start with a brain dump. And we just start putting everything, a deep dive on paper.
Yeah, 100%. Because when you can kind of declutter your mind, you can really look at the things that are on paper and say, man, this has really been standing out to me, but I don't really think I need to do that. Or this has really been standing out to me. How do I do it? What do I do next? What is the next step that I take? And when you can do a deep dive with a big picture with two coaches pouring into it with you and kind of sifting through what needs to get done, what might move the needle, and we get to observe what lights you up, and you're not going through this deep dive looking in the mirror and watching for yourself to light up. We don't really do that with ourselves, but it's so fun as coaches to be able to watch the lights flip on and then say, hey, you really lit up when you were talking about this. You were fired up, you were energized. And then we can say, hey, here are some things to consider. And here are some steps that you might take towards digging deeper into whether or not this is the next right step for you.
It reminds me of cleaning out your closet. Like if you're going to clean out your closet by yourself or any room, we have a storage room that's filled with way too much stuff. And if we're going to go through it, which we do every year in January, and it takes us hours because we find old pictures or we find something when the boys were babies and then we remember it. We don't know if we should let go of it. And recently I had my sister come, or last summer, she came to my house, sat on my bed, and I just held up one piece of clothing at a time, and she would either laugh at it and tell me to get rid of it or she would say to keep it. And we got so much done in a short amount of time, and it felt so good. And I would have kept half the clothes and it would have taken 4 times as long if I wouldn't have had her there, because she can see it from that different perspective. She could see what I needed without being emotionally attached to it too, but just wanting the best for me. So it's the same when you show up to a Restart Collective retreat and you do this deep dive and you write down all the things on your mind that you want to do. It looks to you like, okay, I have to do all these things now. But to us, we can see it and immediately be able to point out, like you said, we're able to ask some questions like, these few things really lit you up, and these few things, let's consider this. And then as we're talking through that, we start to see, that's my favorite, when the client just lights up and you can feel that relief. It's so good. And they just, all the weight of the world comes off of them, and you can just tell, like, this is actually what I really want to do, but maybe they were afraid to say it. And then it comes out, and that's where we start. So starting with that, getting it on paper, deep dive, is the most important thing you can do. And you can do that on your own to eliminate those distractions. Start with that deep dive on paper. And then if you're trying to decide on your own which place to start, think about what one thing is going to give you the most relief. The one thing that, I'm sure you know what it is right now listening. There's that thing that's like at the pit of your stomach, or it's just it's been sitting on your shoulders, it's the back of your mind, and it's been this thing nagging you, telling you, like, I know I need to do this. It's going to move the needle. I know this is going to really help me. I know I've wanted to do this, but I'm a little scared or unsure. That thing is going to give you the most relief right away.
100%. I think it's that thing also that gets moved from your to-do list day to day, week to week, month to month. That thing that just kind of hangs over your head. Sometimes that thing can just get crossed off your list. You don't even have to do it. When you get the opportunity to have 2 people looking at it, speaking into it with you, because those things that we transfer from to-do list to to-do list to to-do list, sometimes they don't even need to get done. Or sometimes they're just going to take a few minutes to do, and you just need someone to encourage you towards it. And that's one of the really fun things to do. Like, I remember this, when we were on this intensive, we encouraged our client to take action on something immediately. And you cannot, I mean, it was like, it couldn't have been more perfect. We said, hey, reach out to these people, do it like this. Here are some tools to use. She reached out to someone, and immediately they responded, and they were in a deeper conversation right away. But it was just that needing to have the time set apart to take that action, and it multiplied so quickly, and it was so fun to watch the impact unfold.
It was. And I also know, like last week when we were working with the client one-on-one, and we started with this deep dive, and there were multiple things that she brought up that she wanted to work through on our 3 days together. And so we had multiple things, and we were able to zero in on, okay, here's this one thing that we could just get done, cross it off our list, be done with it. It's going to give you so much relief. And then we can really dig into this next really big thing that you need to work on. But first, we just have to get this thing off the list. So that gave her so much relief. And I know it's different for everybody. A lot of times it can do with, you can, like you said, if you're moving it from day to day, and it's going from your calendar to the next day.
I mean, we've all done it. We've all done it. Okay.
Yep.
We've all done it.
I definitely do. And when you have that, if you can just knock that out. And sometimes you just having that accountability too. I've seen it with clients when we do virtual workshop retreats together. We just have people knock it out, and you can just see that relief. And then once you have that off your back, you're able to see what the next steps are.
100%. And I think too, like, there's also, like, to add in, there's that piece of investing in it, investing in that accountability. That makes a big difference, because you're more likely to do it. Number one, when you have accountability, you talk about that a lot in the Momentum Restart, but also when you've invested in that accountability, you're like, ooh, maybe I should lean into this and take this action. And then you see the results, multiply the impact, and you can move forward much more effectively.
Yes. And it's the power of having, we say at our retreats, it's where intention and action meet.
Yep.
And that is such a powerful place where you can set those intentions, you have those plans, but when you take the action, And when we meet together to help you take the action, or maybe you started taking the action at home, but there were some questions or uncertainty, we're there to help you unravel what that is, to free you up so you can move forward. It makes all the difference.
Yeah.
And the fourth thing you can do, you're eliminating distractions, starting with your deep dive, you're taking that thing off the list that's going to give you the most relief. And then something we touched on a little earlier too, but this is really important to note what it is that you might be keeping a secret, or it might be like the thing that's just, it's been in the back of your head for a long time that you've wanted to do, but you're not sure if you can or if you should. Maybe there's a little imposter syndrome happening. And all of us have this thing. We all have this next thing or this dream thing. And that's our favorite, is to get to hear what your dream is. We have big dreams. We know you have big dreams, and we love coming alongside you and supporting you and saying, yes, absolutely, that can happen. Here are steps. It always starts with that first step. And ultimately it's believing that you can, and then figuring out a way forward. So knowing if what you know you want to do, but if you're not sure you can yet, this is a really great place to be with the Restart Collective. We'll help you look through it. And sometimes with clients, we'll start looking through it and they'll think it's going to be one way and really specific. And then we ask them lots of questions, and maybe it sits for a little bit, and then they come back and they're like, I still like this, but actually I want it to be more like this. It's giving yourself that chance to actually lean in and start asking those questions instead of avoiding that thing that's really starting to brew up inside you.
100%, because our heart is to help you take action towards multiplying your impact. Because ultimately, when you have a dream and it's kind of stirring in you and you're thinking, man, I really want to do this, I don't know if it's possible, we can help you see that it's possible, and we can help you multiply your impact by bringing it to life, because we'll help you walk through all of the steps, map it out from start to finish. We connect you with other resources beyond just our coaching and just what we offer in the Restart Collective. We connect you with people that can help you make your dream come to life in a way that feels good to you, that's aligned with how you feel, how you want to feel, but also how you want your life to look. Like what you want your life to look like, how you want to walk in alignment with your values and who you are as a person, and as someone who wants to help people transform their lives. Because ultimately, when you have a dream and something stirring in your heart, it's because you want to multiply your impact. And that is something that makes us so excited to get to do the work that we get to do, because that's one of our favorite things to do, is help you bring your dream to life so you can multiply your impact and help people transform their life one day at a time.
I love that. It makes me so happy. I get goosebumps just thinking about it, of all of the different next steps that are out there. And if you're considering some time away to get it done, you can use these 4 steps today on your own. And when you want that extra support and guidance and a whole team of Jennifer and I together being able to help you knock these things out and get it done and move forward and eliminate those distractions for you, we will make sure that you can get on the wait list for our upcoming dates in 2024. And that will be in the show notes, so you can grab those. When you do a Restart Collective retreat, we always make sure that everything is specifically involving you. There's no cookie cutter coaching here. There's no cookie cutter templates or anything. It's all about you and what you need. And wherever you're at, whether you're just starting with this idea or you've built this business and you're feeling like you need some intention on how to handle this big new schedule that you have and how to be able to scale from there, or how to get more time away, wherever you're at and wherever you're at in the process, we are able to meet you right where you are and to be able to help take the next steps to make that become that dream come true that you've been wanting.
Yeah. It's that. I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. We are here to help you with coaching, real-time feedback, real-time support, and help you level up whatever is next for you. And it's such an honor to get to do this work. And we are just so humbled that we've had the opportunity to do it with so many people. And we can't wait to just really help more people multiply their impact and transform lives one day at a time.
Yay. Thanks for being here, Jennifer.
It was so fun.
Okay. See you later.